RRHONY, Sonja Morgan's ex-husband dead at 94. RHONY Sonja Morgan's ex-husband, John Adams Morgan, passed away at the age of 94. Their daughter, Quincy, shared this sad news on Friday, February 7, 2025. So what did the only child of the former couple have to say? Keep reading for more details. Sonja Morgan's ex-husband dead at 94. RHONY viewers are well aware that Sonja Morgan was very proud of being married to John Adams Morgan. She talked about her ex-husband regularly and was on the boards and charities involving the Morgan last name. Furthermore, she claimed that she did a lot of this as a legacy for her daughter, Quincy, but many believed she did it for the prestige. She never quite moved on when she and John parted ways after 8 years of marriage. Sonja always noted that she never got what she deserved from the divorce, and there were different rumors as to why they split. One thing she hated more than anything was being called a trophy wife despite him being more than 30 years her senior. He was never shown on the hit Bravo series, and neither was their daughter, Quincy, but she was talked about a lot. She went off to college and Sonja recently got rid of her infamous townhouse. Sadly, as that chapter closed, so did John Adams Morgan's life. Quincy took to her Instagram stories to share the news of her dad's passing at the age of 94. She explained that John had passed away this month, and right now, her family is navigating this together. Quincy also added that her manager helped her as she took time off to figure out how to deal with the loss. As of now, Sonja Morgan has yet to acknowledge the passing of her ex-husband. She has posted her walking the runway at New York Fashion Week, but that is all. Sonja was John's fourth wife, but he remarried in 2010 and was still wed when he passed away. Sonja Morgan did catch a lot of heat for her dedication to being a Morgan. She had the Morgan insignia on her shoes and was using that as her brand. Dorinda Medley came after her during an episode in Season 10 of RHONY for carrying around the last name. She claimed that Sonja's daughter was not a Morgan, not Sonja herself. However, she maintained that she was very involved with the family, and anytime anyone spoke poorly of them, she flipped out. No matter what transpired between her and John Adams Morgan, she was very dedicated to the family, and that is vital. Now she can mourn and move on. Sonja Morgan, the beloved star of The Real Housewives of New York City, is no stranger to life's highs and lows. But today, the socialite and entrepreneur faces a deeply personal moment. Her ex-husband, John Adams Morgan, has passed away at the age of 94. For years, Sonja captivated audiences with her glamorous yet often chaotic life, peppered with tales of her gilded past. Among those stories, none was more legendary than her marriage to John Adams Morgan, a direct descendant of banking magnate J.P. Morgan, and a man whose lineage traced back to Presidents John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Their relationship, a whirlwind of high society, yachting adventures, and elite soirees, was both the stuff of fairy tales and, at times, tabloid drama. Though their marriage ended in 2006, Sonja never shied away from mentioning her ex-husband on RHONY. Whether reminiscing about their Hamptons estate, the private jets, or the opulent lifestyle, she spoke of John with a mixture of nostalgia and longing, even as she attempted to rebuild her life after their divorce. Her infamous townhouse on the Upper East Side became a symbol of her past, filled with memories, unfinished business ventures, and the weight of what once was. John Adams Morgan, for his part, largely remained out of the spotlight. A former Olympic gold medalist in sailing and a successful businessman, he preferred a life of discretion, starkly contrasting Sonja's high-energy, camera-ready persona. Their differences, perhaps, were what drew them together, and ultimately, what drove them apart. For years, Sonja captivated audiences with her glamorous yet often chaotic life, peppered with tales of her gilded past. Among those stories, none was more legendary than her marriage to John Adams Morgan, a direct descendant of banking magnate J.P. Morgan, and a man whose lineage traced back to Presidents John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Their relationship, a whirlwind of high society, yachting adventures, and elite soirees, was both the stuff of fairy tales and, at times, tabloid drama. Though their marriage ended in 2006, Sonja never shied away from mentioning her ex-husband on RHONY. Whether reminiscing about their Hamptons estate, the private jets, or the opulent lifestyle, she spoke of John with a mixture of nostalgia and longing, even as she attempted to rebuild her life after their divorce. Her infamous townhouse on the Upper East Side became a symbol of her past, filled with memories, unfinished business ventures, and the weight of what once was. John Adams Morgan, for his part, largely remained out of the spotlight. A former Olympic gold medalist in sailing and a successful businessman, he preferred a life of discretion, starkly contrasting Sonja's high-energy, camera-ready persona. Their differences, perhaps, were what drew them together, and ultimately, what drove them apart. In recent years, Sonja had joked about her ex, referencing their divorce settlement, and even playfully suggesting that she still had access to the Morgan family fortune. But beneath the humor, there was always a sense of admiration. He was a great man, she had said in past interviews. An important man, and he taught me a lot. With news of his passing, many of her RHONY co-stars and fans have reached out, expressing condolences and support. Though Sonja has yet to make a public statement, those who know her expect her to handle this moment as she does most things, with grace, a bit of wit, and perhaps a few tears over a crisp glass of rosé. While John Adams Morgan may have lived largely outside the realm of reality TV, his presence loomed over Sonja's storyline for years. His passing marks the end of an era, not just for her, but for the many RHONY viewers who followed her journey of love, loss, and reinvention. In true Sonja fashion, she will likely find a way to honor him, whether through a heartfelt toast at one of her cabaret shows or a quiet reflection in the townhouse that still echoes with memories of a once glamorous life. For now, as the world of New York high society reflects on the legacy of John Adams Morgan, one thing is certain: his impact on Sonja and beyond will not soon be forgotten.